Hey everybody, welcome to Home Recording Made Easy and learningtomix.com, and here on my YouTube channel, and I'm going to be posting this video on both the Home Recording Made Easy Facebook page as well as the Learning to Mix private Facebook group. We have something really cool going on that I found at Sweetwater pertaining to universal audio, and I just wanted to share it with you. So this is kind of a time-sensitive thing. Depending on when you're watching this video, this deal may or not be still in existence. So today's date is February 2nd, 2018. So just keep that in mind when you're watching this video. So one of the things that I get asked about an awful lot is about universal audio and about their plugins and about their hardware and the system and all that stuff. And are the plugins really worth the money and the investment in the hardware and that whole thing? Now, before we kind of get into what I want to show you today, if you have any questions about universal audio, or if you're thinking about it or you're not really sure how it all works, go over to my YouTube channel and check out the playlist called Universal Audio Series. I have a whole series with a whole bunch of reviews on all the different plugins that I own, as well as the very first video, which was episode 1, which was an overview of the system, the different pieces of hardware, and kind of how the whole system works. And it's a really informative video. Now, the video is about 1.5 years old, but it's still very, very relevant. Some of the hardware today has been updated from that video, but the system works exactly the same. So keep that in mind. So if you're a little bit confused, not really sure how the system works, go check out that video. It's about a 20-minute video. It'll give you a really good primer on the whole universal audio ecosystem and how it works and what it really does and how it can benefit you. Okay, so the big benefit from using universal audio, aside from the fact they probably have some of the best sounding plugins on the market, and anyone that's followed me for any length of time, you know that I love universal audio. I use their stuff on a daily basis, as well as other plugins, but they are my favorite out of all the plugins, and I've been using them for, God, 10 years plus. So I'm really, really happy with the performance of their plugins. But the real big benefit to using a universal audio system is that using their hardware, you have the DSP power in the hardware where all the plugins run off of. So therefore, the plugins don't run on your internal computer's CPU, which gives you better performance with your computer, especially if you have a slightly older computer. Now, that's the biggest benefit of using the universal audio kind of system, is you have the hardware that takes the burden off your computer. And again, their plugins, if not the best sounding plugins and best emulations of the old analog gear on the market, certainly in the top 2. Okay, but that's subjective, of course. And again, you check out any of my stuff on my YouTube channel. I use universal audio. It's all over the place. But if you have any questions at all about universal audio, the system itself, and you want to ask me a question, just send it to info@homerecordingmadeeasy.com, and I'd be glad to help, or just leave a comment below this video out on the Facebook group or on the YouTube channel, and I'll try to help you as much as I can. So if we head on over to the screen here, you're going to see that we're on Sweetwater's website here, sweetwater.com. You guys know that I love sweetwater.com. And as of today, their universal audio is having a big sale. And so what makes this really special is not only is all their hardware reduced in price, but the real big thing when you with Sweetwater is you get this, as you can see at the top of the screen, 48 months with no interest if you use the Sweetwater credit card gear card. So that's 4 years that you can finance these products over without paying any interest, which makes it a really, really attractive deal. And as you scroll through, you'll see they have everything from their new, one rack interfaces, which are fantastic, to their desktop interfaces, which also have the DSP hard chips inside of the interfaces, so you can run the plugin off of the interfaces themselves. And then they also have all the satellite systems. Now, the satellite systems are really in 2 forms. They have either a PCIe card, as you can kind of see here, where it kind of goes inside your internally to your computer and goes in one of the PCIe slots. Or you have these satellite systems which plug into your computer via either Thunderbolt or USB. And so that's what I have. I have these satellite systems, as I own a 2013 Mac Pro, one of the little black trash cans, and they don't have any internal PCIe slots. But if you're like have one of the old Mac Pro towers, or you are a PC user, the PCIe slots are always way to go, because they're all internal and you don't have to have these boxes external from your computer. Now, as you can see, everything has been reduced, and they have all different types of packages, and I'm not going to go through every package and make this video really long. You're just going to want to click on the packages and read what's involved. But the things you want to keep in mind is, number one, they work with both PC and Mac, no problem. And when you're looking at the satellite systems, you want to pay attention to make sure that you're either looking at a USB connection or a Thunderbolt. They're either or. So you want to read the description carefully. So if you can use Thunderbolt, it's always preferable to use Thunderbolt, or in this case Thunderbolt 2, as opposed to USB, because I think the speed's a little bit faster. But either will work just fine. So for example, this one here is a Universal Audio UAD2 satellite USB quad custom. So this is a USB connection, it's a quad. So there's three types of different levels, if you will, of the hardware. You have the dual core, you have the quad core, and you have the octo. Now the dual core will have two DSP chips inside of the hardware to run your plugins off of. The quad will have 4 DSP chips, and the octo will have 8 DSP chips. So the more DSP chips you have, the more plugins that you can run simultaneously. I own in my personal system already, I already have 3 of these satellite systems. I have an octo satellite, and I also have 2 quads. Now you can daisy chain these things together via the Thunderbolt cable, I think up to 4 units. It may even be more than that at this point, but I believe it's 4. And I'm actually going to purchase another one today because it's such a great deal and it's on sale. So, excuse me, you'd be asking yourself, well, how big of a system do I need? Now, excuse me, it's early in the morning. Depending on how many plugins you want to run simultaneously in your session will depend on what system you want to look at, a dual, a quad, or an octo. And what I always tell people if you're starting out is get the largest one you can within your budget, because you'd be surprised how quickly you'll run out of DSP power if you start really getting into Universal Audio and you start using tons of plugins in your sessions, especially if you use channel strips, which you know I love to use if you've been following me for any length of time. So, and part of these packages that are on sale now, not only are they knocking off the price of the unit and giving you 4 years for interest-free payments, but they're also giving you a lot of free plugins with this. So for example, this package here is going to give you free plugins from Neve, SSL, and more. So if I click on this, they're giving you all the free channel strips with this particular package. You're actually getting the Neve channel strip, the 88RS, the SSL E channel strip, you're getting the API Vision channel strip. Those 3 channel strips alone are worth about $600 or $700, and they're on top of the cost of the actual unit. And I have all 3 of those channel strips. I use them all the time. They're fantastic. Now the great news about these channel strips, and again, I'm a big channel strip user for many reasons. You can check out my YouTube channel and I explain why, is that they sound amazing. They sound fantastic. They really add a lot of vibe and color and mojo to a mix, but these take up a lot of DSP power. So what does that mean? So let's say traditionally how I use channel strips, let's say I have like a 30-track session, is I want to put an SSL channel strip on every one of my tracks to kind of emulate the old school kind of studio console in my DAW, right? I talk a lot about that on my YouTube channel. If you were to purchase, say, just a quad of this and you tried to put 30 SSL channel strips, you won't be able to. You'll run out of DSP power after about maybe 8 or 10 of them, okay? Every plugin takes up a different amount of DSP. Now, I believe there's actually some kind of a reference chart on Universal Audio's website that kind of explain that, but you want to be aware of that. So why I'm telling you that is if you're someone who plans to use something like channel strips, for example, or tape machines, and you want to get some of their tape machines and put them on every single track, you want to get the biggest system you possibly can, because again, you'll run out of DSP power very quickly. Now, the good news too also about Universal Audio is what I love about them is it's scalable. So as I said, you can daisy chain 4 of these units together. So you could start off with, if you have a limited budget, where you're just going to get a quad for now, let's say, and you're not going to use channel strips on every single track, but you're going to use some of their 1176 plugins or the LA2As or the Pultecs, and you're going to scatter them around a mix. You can use lots of those plugins on a quad. You could put a ton of those plugins on a quad. They're single compressors, they're Pultec EQs, all those don't take up a lot of DSP. The reason why the channel strip takes up so much DSP is because you have a compressor, a gate, an EQ, and all built into one plugin, and that's why it's going to be more DSP hungry. But if you wanted to start off with a more smaller system, that's fine. You could get into the universal audio ecosystem, and then down the road, you can always get another one of these and daisy chain it together. That's what I've done over the years. I didn't buy my system all at once. I bought it over several years. These kinds of specials that they run over here at Sweetwater happen a couple of times throughout the year. So if you missed this sale and you're watching this video 3 months from now, have no fear. Just keep your eye on this stuff. They're always putting out these things. I'd say twice a year they do a massive sale like this. Okay, so you want to keep in mind that, that you want to make sure you have your connection USB or Thunderbolt. Just make sure you buy the right one. And also take a look at the different packages to see what they have to offer. Some of these will, give you some different types of plugins. And again, go to the Universal Audio website, or if you're, if you already purchased stuff from Sweetwater, call your Sweetwater engineer and they'll walk you through it if you're confused. They have different packages to kind of custom tailor what you are looking for. And again, I get questions all the time about Universal Audio, so you can always send me an email and I'll try to help you through it as well. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Read these things very, very carefully. And again, buy the biggest system that you can based on your budget, because you will outgrow it. Once you start using this thing, you'll outgrow it a lot faster than you think. So that's what's going on here over at Sweetwater with Universal Audio. Again, they have an amazing deals. They also sell a whole bunch of hardware as well. I don't think their hardware is on sale this time around, but you can see all the stuff they have there. But anyway, I just wanted to show my users this and my followers, because I get asked a lot of questions, and when I see great deals like this, I want to point it out. And I'm about to buy another octo as well, so I'll have 2 octos and 2 quads, because again, when I do larger sessions, I want to flood it with Universal Audio channel strips, I start getting towards the end of taxing out my system, and I have a big system. So when I see a deal like this, I want to go ahead and I'm going to jump all over it. Now, the other thing to keep in mind is if you already have some of these plugins that they're giving away for free, let's say you already own these channel strips and you go, well, that's great, they're going to give away these channel strips, but I already own them. Don't hold me to this, but I've had that happen to me once before. And when I called Universal Audio, they gave me a credit. So whatever those channel strips or whatever the plugins that they were giving away, whatever the value or the worth of those plugins were, they saw I had those plugins in my account and they gave me a credit and I could buy other plugins. I don't know that they're going to do that for sure on this particular deal, but I had that happen to me. And if you're a customer of Universal Audio already and you've been buying stuff from them for a while, a lot of times they're going to hook you up and they're going to take care of you. You're not going to lose the deal necessarily, because I already own all the channel strips. So for me, giving away the channel strips really doesn't help me, but they may give me $400 or $500 worth of credit, and then I could pick out some other plugins that I don't have. I have most of them, but they've recently released a couple, and so new plugins, and I might go check those out just because I can get them as part of the package. So once again, Sweetwater.com, 48 months, 4 years, interest-free, Universal Audio. It's only good through a limited time, only through February 12th, and today's the 2nd of February 2018. So if you're seeing this, go jump on it right away. Check it out. You have any questions, call your Sweetwater sales engineer. If you've never shopped with Sweetwater before, call their main number. They're fantastic people. Get the Sweetwater credit card, interest-free payments. These are great. And again, you want some education on Universal Audio, go to my Home Recording Made Easy channel, and I got tons of videos on it, and I got an entire playlist on just Universal Audio stuff, plugin reviews, and the overall ecosystem. So that's it for now. Thanks once again. Hit like, subscribe, share this video. I really appreciate your support, and head on over to Home Recording Made Easy as well as learningtomix.com and check out all the training I have going on over there. It'll help you make better mixes in your home studio. I absolutely guarantee that. And until the next video, I will see you guys all soon. Take care.